Here, let me give you a little tour of my tackle box. So, I've got a wide variety of stuff here. Super stoked about using these on the warm water rivers like the Yakima and parts of the Columbia over in the Tri-Cities. These spinners, I've never really been a big fan of spinners, but I hold on to them because they work. And then these, the crawfish crankbait, those things are trout catnip, so I use those often. And then I've got some deep divers for big bass and walleye and such. And some salmon and bass lures up here, some spare fishing flies just in case. This is pretty good setup so far. But then again, I also have in here, I've got a whole bunch of scrap terminal tackle and random lures that I didn't really want to keep with all the other stuff that I have. And then I've obviously got a fat bag of soft plastics for bass. I barely ever use those. I grew up on them though, so I hold on to them religiously. I just keep getting more and more of them. And then I've got a couple of the crumb worms and some Mr. Crappie Strike King. These work great for crappie and largemouth bass and smallmouth bass and possibly bluegill. I can't remember all the fish that I caught the day I was using them, but it was a shit ton of fish. But that is mostly what I am working with for fishing. Other than that, I use bait like bread balls or worms. Not a big fan of power bait. Never really seems to work for me. Although one time I did catch a monster stock trout on a pond using that exact one. So that is a thing. Dig the knife, bruh. Haha. Good deal. It came with a Bowie knife, all for 20 bucks. Not bad. Well, I'm gonna tie this up using an improved clinch knot. It's a knot that I've been using since I was a little kid. My grandfather taught me this knot. I didn't think I was gonna understand it, but oddly enough, he showed it to me, and that's all it took. I went to the river to go fishing by myself once, and I was like, man, how did he tie that knot? And I remembered he just wrapped it 4 or 5 times, put it through the bottom loop, put it through the top loop, pull tight, and then cut off the excess. And that knot won't come off. That'll just keep pulling itself tighter and tighter. All right. Let's see what I can do on this here water.